Welcome, everybody, to the VAIL VRML Season 3 North American Postseason double elimination bracket. My name is Nightfire with 2 E's, and I'm your sole conductor into today's journey into the top tier of North America. The top 16 teams, I believe, battling it out for a chance at being crowned that #1 team in Season 3 and getting that in-game custom cosmetic skin designed in partnership with Axe Labs that gets sold in the store, and portion of that revenue getting shared with the winning team. It's a pretty big opportunity that's only present in VAIL, only in the VRML, and we really do appreciate Axe Labs for being able to provide just a cool prize pool to our top squad. I am really happy that we're able to offer up this very unique opportunity, and excited to see teams battling out for this prize, because that's what's on the line at the end of the day. We're into the winner's bracket to start things off, and we are planning on jumping into Apex versus SV. I do believe we have the lobby ready, and we should be diving into our first round of this best of 3 soon. But for those that are tuning in and don't know, this is the double elimination postseason bracket. Basically, the top 16 teams battling it out here. We've already eliminated 2 squads yesterday. Today, we go to the winner's bracket, and the losers go to the loser's bracket, where we'll cast 1 or 2 games from that loser's bracket, and teams will be eliminated. I think 4 teams at the end of today will be eliminated. Yeah, 4 teams at the end of the day will be eliminated from contention, and we'll see what we get for the top squads advancing on into that third round, which will play out, I think, next weekend. I think NA is broken up into 3 weekends, EU's 2. I could be wrong on that, but I believe we play out rounds 3 for the winner and losers bracket next weekend. Then we do the semifinals on Sunday. Then we do finals the following weekend. But if I'm wrong, feel free to correct me. Either way, I appreciate folks tuning in. Actually, I have it right up here. Yeah, Sunday. Oh, we do it in 1 week. We do it in 2 weeks. Okay. 2 weekends. Oh, that's right. We do 3 sets. Okay. Yeah. We do more sets on Saturday next weekend to catch up. So finals we'll have a finalist next weekend on Sunday, which is exciting. But for now, we wait for Apex and SV to get into lobby. And then we will dive into our first map of the afternoon. Shout out to Axe Labs for supporting VRML in our season endeavors, and of course our VRMLCon efforts. $5,000 in cash prizing for the VRMLCon tournament. 4 teams will qualify in the online qualifier and advance on to play live at VRMLCon on stage. Very unique opportunity, only present with 4 of the 5 games, or 5 games technically. VAIL, Breachers, Onward, Pavlov, and Orion Drift all day Sunday. VRMLCon. Want more info? Go to vrmasterleague.com/VRMLCon. But pick up your ticket now. It enters you in to all 5 of the online qualifiers. If you qualify online, then you fly yourself out to Arizona, or you travel to Arizona, however you want to get there. I'm going to drive. Travel to Arizona, you play live on stage, and if you win, lock in $5,000 for every tournament you win. So there's a chance that you could win $20,000 in cash if you won all 4 tournaments at VRMLCon this year. So a lot of tickets going, a lot of people jumping in. Recommend signing up, registering for teams. All the registrations are open now for VAIL Open Qualifier, as well as all of the other qualifiers for VRMLCon. You can register and sign up for them now. So I recommend you do if you haven't already. See if there's other games live, because maybe there's another one we can jump into. moment, it looks like both teams having trouble filling rosters. So we're on a quick break of ads, and we come back. Hopefully, the start of round 1, map 1. Certainly round 3 of the double elimination bracket, but map 1 in this best of 3. Don't go anywhere. NA postseason coming up.
Prepare to start.
Baron left alive. Where is Baron? In the spawn. And somebody's
Spud in the bottom going absolutely crazy, getting the 2K.
Match point.
Welcome back. It looks like we actually may be starting on time with this series, so happy to see players in lobby and ready to go. I've given my ready up to the folks at home, and it does look like we have Apex on defense, SV on the attack to start things off for our first map. We'll have to wait and see. They do, I think, try and adjust their 5th on the Apex roster. They do have 8 to tap into, so I wonder if maybe they're bringing in someone else outside of You Killing Me Smalls, who was just in lobby a moment ago. But if you are just tuning in, we're here for the first best of 3 this afternoon. Should only be 2 best of 3s that we're tuning into. This one is the winners bracket best of 3, so both of these teams have yet to lose in our double elimination bracket. And then we have the losers bracket matchups immediately after this. So some of these teams are going to unfortunately have to go right back into the Hurt Locker and keep playing another best of 3. And at that point, it's for their season. If they do not win, if they lose in the losers bracket, your season's over. You're knocked out of the tournament. You don't have a chance of competing for that first place prize pool of HyperX gear and, of course, that in-game cosmetic skin that is going to be sold in the store, and revenue from that sale shared with the champion team. I think it's a really awesome opportunity, only present because of our partnership with Axe Labs. So we really do appreciate their support, and yeah, seems like we are running into some tech issues on some of the players' sides. So we apologize for the delay. I was hoping this would be a 5v5. It might look like it's a 5v4. In which case we may pop around to a different series if we can, because I have cast enough 5v4s. I'm just trying to sort out some technical elements as they try and figure out their connection issues. And yeah, they are having issues with one of their players connecting. So bear with us. We'll be back to intermission. Eventually into gameplay. We apologize for the technical delays, and stick around. Eventually, round 3 of the winners bracket will start. everybody. Thank you for patiently waiting for the start of round number 1 and map 1 in our first best of 3 of the afternoon. It's a winner's bracket battle between Apex and SV, and we're going to take it to start on Suna night. Apex on the defense, SV on the attack, and we'll see how the offense rolls out here. On the initial, looks like a 1-4 split, maybe Protogen, a distractory piece, but at the end of the day, pretty risky to split your attack up in the pistol round because you really do have the stark advantage in pistol rounds on the offense, as you're able to decide where you're going to pile up and stack. The defense has to split out across multiple positions. And a big rotation up the midfield here as Protogen catches Frenzy out. Keezy swings for only one, thankfully, as they get shut down. That could have been disastrous. Mystic going to drop back. A nice instant that's going to zone them out from pushing in. That nade nearly hair burst on the other side of Mystic. Another frag coming in. Not going to catch a kill out. But Mystic doing a great job of holding as they get flashed there. Blinded into the corner. Try and peek out. Don't know they're getting flanked. Mystic, Penguin, Majestic Penguin finds a kill. Onto Mystic. Vivid with the refrag. And we're into a 2v2 brawl here in this long lane. Then scoops up Vivid, or Aeronite trying to find the frag. Low HP on Zen. Try at 2. Or half HP, excuse me. Aeronite at a quarter. First round with Scanner down, coming down to the 20 seconds left. Aeronite, yeah, has to move, has to try and stick this, force the defenders out. Baits them with the initial attempt, tries to put 2 hands on the pistol and take out Cry, but can't. SV up an early point here. Believe have rosters. Check. No, I don't. Swap them. SV is on defense. We apologize. Apex on the attack. Do I have that? No, I have it. Do I have it right? Yeah, now I have it right. SV on defense. Apologies for having that backwards. Apex on the push now. They're not going to tuck in. Tries to catch Penguin through the spoke. Mystic with a double kill on the nade over the top. They shut down the scanner push. And now Nebula the Protogen. Only one left alive in a 1v4. Mystic got a kill up the middle. The double kill nade over the top to shut down the initial push of the scanner. And now Protogen going to be ready for this push. Yes, they're going to hear Mystic on the long lane. And Mystic on the peak catches the kill. Going to get that full interrupt. And a nice defensive hold to tie us up 1 apiece. We're just into the start of it, but it's map 1 in our first best of 3. The winner's bracket. Both teams have won so far in our double elimination tournament. Then, unfortunately, maybe having some connection issues there. Not what you want when you're on the attack, pushing over towards this site where Vivid and Aeronite are holding down. Oh, Zen's back in time. Over the top, catches a kill. Aeronite with a nice throw. Fry also trying to find a kill. Smalls I find what they're looking through up through the center, and Vivid without utilities. Need the support of Air Knight and team really up through this corner push. B site definitely on the menu. Scanner here in the hands of Cry. Oh, and Vivid Air Knight both catching key kills. Zen not ready for Air Knight here up over the top, and Air Knight didn't catch the headshot kill. They thought they did when Zen went down to crouch, but they didn't. So Zen delayed by missing the scanner. Fortunately, doesn't get killed by that grenade. Does get blinded, though, and the double no. Almost. That would have been a huge clutch. Instead, Mystic do a 1v1 with Smalls on low HP. Time also ticking down. Smalls has to make a call to go over to scanner, go for the plant, or try and find this kill. 20 seconds. They're going to go for the kill. Low HP on the swing. Mystic here, and they find Mystic just not ready for Smalls to have jumped and pushed over. Maybe they were reading the footsteps as above them or somewhere instead of in front of them. I don't know, but definitely didn't seem ready for Apex to pop out there and scoop up a kill. Oh yeah, why don't we have audio? That's cool, isn't it? I've never had this issue before. We'll figure out if we can get game audio. We might have to go. With this fix. Solved. I just wasn't on any of the action. But I fixed the audio for you, folks. We apologize for that. Do not know why that's happening, but it's okay. We've got our solution. No need to worry, folks. Was it so bad to listen to me? I mean, I can't imagine, right? Come on. Keezy right around the corner of Smalls here. Smalls not ready for Keezy. Protogen does catch the kill. It could have been a double. Protogen not able to save their teammate in time as Mystic gets flashed. The push from the backline. Cry. Zen catching kills, chipping apart this defense. Is Aeronite is all that's left on the rotation over to A site, and well, Protogen shuts it down. Apex very well could run away with one this afternoon as we do look at matchup history. Apex won last time 27-8. And if they win 2 maps here, they don't play the third. That 27-8 scoreline is a 3-map victory overall. But SV's record is pretty solid, so you know, postseason is when anything can happen. Nice peek out there for Mystic, scooping up that one. Frenzy peeking out, and Smalls almost had the double. Keezy just creeping and crawling their way up. They'll find one. Transfer for Cry, switching over to Zen, and Zen is shutting that down. Air Knight, I think, takes a little damage on the cross. Yeah, lower than half HP there. And Mystic going for the tried and true 1-2 punch. One up top, one down low. Gonna work good if Mystic catches Cry, but they're not gonna be ready for Cry there in the corner. Zen swings their corner, and that's the 1-2 punch coming in again from Apex. 5-1 on the half. Their offensive half going very good. SV having a tough time stringing together a solid defensive set here. 2 more points would do a lot of good for them. We'll have to wait and see. Nice peek out from Aeronite. Frenzy is here to support the duo that's pushing from the backside, but Zen catches the kill through the smoke. Aeronite tries to find the angle and can't. And on the side, Killing Me Smalls comes sprinting in and picks up a double before they go down.
Round starting.
At this point, I feel like Apex starting to get into a bit of a rhythm. See some folks in chat mentioning the roster boss being a problem this weekend. Sometimes it happens. We have a lot going on in the VRML. We got to plan out these tournaments this way. So seasons end and postseasons begin, and folks wanted the double elimination bracket over Challenger Cup, which would normally be this weekend. I've been enjoying the format. Definitely interesting and fresh. Nice pickup there from Cry. And oh my goodness, the absolute shutdown of this defense. Apex comes barreling through the midfield. Nobody able to get out and set up into a good spot. And
We're switching sides.
the half goes pretty clean to Apex, 7-1. We swap sides now. Pistols in hand as we reset economies, and SV can try and do something. I'm gonna try to do something. I don't imagine it's gonna be too easy, but the 4 seed absolutely in peak form here. And Apex looking really good right now. And as the dust settles, Cry picks up a couple of kills on the backside of A, pushes Apex very quickly to map point. And we waste very little time in this series right now. I'm getting news that Acer versus Valiants is also going on, and I imagine it's a very similar scoreline because they're starting their second map a minute ago. But I do believe they started a little earlier than these two teams did too, so. Oof. Nice nade kill actually, and now with rifles in hand, utility coming out, maybe this offense can find some rhythm. Then gonna be a key defender here, and what a nade from Aeronite over the top. Perfectly placed. Through the smoke, Smalls. What up? What the? Where is the deep? Where's the offense? They don't know what's going on through that smoke as Smalls absolutely steamrolls through, and just like that, Vivid's alone. And a couple of quick series coming in, to be honest with you fellas, as I do get some reports that most games are onto map 2 already. Again, I do believe we started a little late with Apex and SV, so we're also not done. As SV, with one left alive and Vivid clutching it up in a 1v2, will stay in there, but this was the disaster that befell them that nearly cost them that round. The double smoke play here, and then out of the smoke, Smalls. Yikes. Scanner set up to rotate to B, but wonder what they're waiting for. Maybe trying to draw this defense over a little bit. Majestic. Tight corner peek here. Gonna pop out and does scoop up Vivid. Zen finds Keezy in the middle as well, distracted by Majestic's shots. And Mystic has to carry this one on their back. The 1v3 with Scanner down over at the opposite end of the field at B. Get an opportunity onto Zen, and they will catch that kill. No one else pushing. Cry was thinking about it, but I don't want to overextend this 1v2.
Seconds remaining.
Is running out of time though and doesn't have Scanner, so I don't think they're going to be able to possibly win that round with mathematical time anyway. Apex take SV 9-2 map 1. And Apex are definitely in good form right now. You know, if they win this second map, we're done with this best of 3 and 2 maps. I'm seeing most of the other games that are live right now are into their second map. Do want to see if we can pop in and see what score lines are looking like, so do give us a second. You have the restart here if we want to pick out new lobbies, so do bear with us. Only technical element, but I am very excited to see how some of the other series are going. I figured this would be a lot closer than it is. Apex absolutely doing a very good job of coming up to play in map 1 at least. Some technical issues where we actually can't connect to servers as they are played. So we should be able to actually get into oh yeah, looks like we had another tech issue over there on the other one too. I think most teams now in their best of 3 series on to map 2. So yeah, give us a second. We are going to take a brief tech pause, and when we come back, diving into a second map of one of these series. We're not sure which one yet though, so don't go anywhere. Come on up. Welcome back, everybody. We are here and diving in to map 2 of Acer versus Valiants. On the offense, we have Acer. On the defense, we have Valiants. And the pistol round, albeit close, goes into the hands of Acer. Nice nade toss, coming a little far. Rico able to survive. Taquito catching Stormy up through the middle. Thor to shut down this B push. Go catch this one through the smoke. Nice nade kill there. The Ensign does do a little bit of damage to Achilles, but they kind of barrel through it. Actually, I don't think it does any damage to Achilles. Spurs will catch one. Sight has weak control here. 2-2. Smoke comes down. And they're trying to sneak it. Sneaky could definitely get this scanner interrupt, but oh! Spurs that jingle doesn't catch Taquito VR, and Rico pushes through the center for a flank on the back line, and Acer go up 2-0. And if we look at the matchup history, Valiants competing against Acer. Undefeated team throughout the entire season this season. But still, 23-15 is respectable, and if they're the team that should be able to put some points on the board, it is this Valiant squad defending here now on Miru. That knife almost connects as it came sailing over the cargo crates. Smokes come through as Acer absolutely barrels down Main Street to catch one kill. Looking for more? No, can't catch it out on a bloody wave. Taquito tries to snap two, but there's 3 left alive, and Bloody Wave with another puts their team up on the board. Valiants getting one, and oh yeah, let me. Yeah, I'm not sure actually what the first score was of map 1 here, but I'm assuming Acer won against Valiants. Out there, Sneaky shutting down Achilles. Like a big nade from Thor on the Mad Dog. And zones off Sneaky. Unfortunately losing one there. The duo for Acer trying to clutch up this 2v3 does get Scanner. Up the middle rotation. Taquito catches an opportunity to pick up Spurs, but with 1 HP, Spurs survives.
Get ready.
Valiants tie up map 2 against Acer 2-2 here. Again, Thor on an early nade kill, an early kill there in round 5, but Rico with a pretty quick refrag. Also going to try and get a double kill here with a nice nade toss to the back line. That doesn't quite catch them out. They will eventually get Sneaky as Achilles supports them over the top, and Bloody Wave retaking. support from Spurs over the top. 2v3. Scanner down, not going to be easy. Full HP on Mad Dog. Rico and Tech9 a little low, so they'll be the front line. They can do damage or find kills. It's a net positive right now. So full HP, no utility, no smokes. One of these players is going to have to go for the stick. Oh, and actually that was a smoke. A nice smoke that zoned one of the defenders off. Going for the scanner interrupt and out the swing out. A pistol clutch kill. That would have been insane. Almost getting that interrupt stick. Just couldn't quite find that last kill. Acer just barely putting one up on Valiants. Round 6 we go with just a slight lead for the #1 undefeated squad in the regular season in North America. Thor looking for anything but Achilles on the back line, picking up a double. Utility coming in, and Stormy gonna have to push in for this retake. They also have support from their team. Bloody Wave trades down. Spurs trying to pick up something here, but Taquito VR up the midfield finds the kill. Scanner coming down. Stormy finds the headshot through the boxes to stop the scanner. Picks up a second, can't spin for the third. Tech9 pops out. And that's a 2-point lead now as Acer get back into a little bit of control, but Valiant's making every bit of this pretty challenging. It is the offensive half, though, and you know, if Acer pile on any more here, I do think it's going to be pretty tough for Valiants to claw back on when it comes for their turn to attack. Miru tends to lend itself a little bit onto that defensive side, I feel. Maybe 60-40 more than anything, so... Unsure now with Acer with this many points how it's going to be. Getting to a bit of a pause here. Sneaky tries to sneak up their way and won't find any kills, unfortunately. Taquito with a quick snap, too. Big pickup there from Achilles to shut down Thor, and now it forces the rotation for the remaining two, but Bloody Wave catches one in that rotation, tries to transfer for a second, not before Scanner goes down. And now Spurs alone. Now 1v3 HP full, but everybody else pretty healthy on this Acer offense. Now defense. Flash over the top should connect, but they need to press it, and Achilles will be unflashed now if push does come in. 10 and 6. And yes, oh, a knife throw no less. Achilles catching that point. Last round of the half before we swap sides and reset economies here, but 5-2 on offense on Miru. I think Acer are in pretty good condition at this point. Stings to have that knife kill come through for sure, but smoke up the middle. Thor again trying to kick it off with an early pick, but gets shut down by Taquito. Sneaky's tucked in, pops out for one, looks for two, can't scoop it up. Trades 1 for 1, and Stormy, the onside defender, stops Rico from gaining control. That nade nearly connects, but doesn't. And A site is wide open, so Taquito rotating over to A with his rest of his team alive and well. Scanner should go down, and Bloody Wave came over to B, but ends up putting A in jeopardy. No one there to stand and defend, and Stormy getting flashed slows down the push. But, I mean, 40 seconds is plenty of time. Gotta watch Watch for the flank, which is coming in big time from Mad Dog, and now they're pinched. To the worst spot they could be. And a nice double from Bloody Wave. How do they pick that up? The swing out over the top. 25 seconds left. Right play for Taquito is force that scanner interrupt. Wait for the audio cue. They've got an instant in their hands, so they're going to toss it out to slow down the interrupt potential. And I like that, actually. That's going to be 10 seconds left. And yeah, Bloody has to turn back to try and get the scanner. The instant's not going to do damage to him. But they're going to be caught out. And the half is pretty cleanly locked in by Acer 6-2. The undefeated squad in regular season. Maybe showing exactly why they're undefeated. Coordinated in sync, and now, as they go on the defense, in the lead by 4 points. The stack, a very smart strategy on the pistol round on offense, gives you the distinct advantage, but look at how quickly this defense comes crashing around towards A site. Tech9 with the nice nade over the top, gonna throw another one, a flash as well. Taquito catches the kill, and after the flash over the top, Tech picks up one, looks for two. There's the double. Rico supports over the top, and you know, the risk reward of stacking heavily there is that in the pistol round, if the team does anticipate where you're coming from or reads that you are stack pushing, then they can pretty quickly collapse onto site. That's what you saw Acer do there very well. They weren't too committed to B or really A, but once the stack was identified at A, everyone just collapsed instantly. No need to sit around and anticipate a split. It's the pistol round, and splitting not really optimal for the offense. An opening double for Achilles. Seem to have an Achilles healed himself there. And this offense can't even get out the front door. Spurs, who's 10 and 8, is getting flashed and pushed and flanked. Go here, so is Achilles, and Acer leaving no room for this Valiant squad to get a rhythm going on offense. KDs are decent for the Valiant squad. You're looking at Spurs and Jingle with 10, Bloody with 9. But in comparison, Achilles 14, 10, 9, and 7 for the top 4 killers on the Acer squad. So they're definitely locked in. It's tournament time, and they were winning with 4 players in the 4v5 at the start of this weekend on Saturday, so it's no surprise that they're winning as strong as they are now with all 5 in the roster. Acer definitely wants to have their brand embedded into the VAIL game, and rightfully so, going to make some money from the sales of those skins, which I think a lot of people will want. I know Reality on VR was showing their skin off on stream, which is pretty sweet. We'd love to see that kind of partnership coming in different ways from VAIL. It's a really cool opportunity for communities and just partners, streamers, to make some money. Some cool in game. Smoke is up. Tech9 finds Sneaky, picks up a double, looking for the triple. It's Acer off the back of a big multi-kill, locking in a map 2 win in this best of 3 series. And yeah, we do apologize if there are audio issues. We're having some different ones. Keezy swings for only one, thankfully, as they get shut down. That could have. Yeah, we'll see if we can sort the tech issues. But up the middle rotation for now, we do appreciate you all tuning in, hanging out, and enjoying the action. We are going to take a break and dive down into the losers bracket pretty soon. So stick around, see teams get eliminated, and then go enjoy your Memorial Day weekend. Don't go anywhere. More VAIL action coming right up.
Prepare to
Only
start.
Baron left alive. Where is Baron? In the spawn. Can somebody reinforce?
Go.
Spud in the bottom going absolutely crazy, getting the 2K.
Match point.
Welcome back, everybody. Today, we get into the losers bracket for another best of 3 that will determine a team's season ends or continues on, as SV and Half-Baked Tactics battle it out against each other this afternoon in our losers bracket. Half-Baked Tactics coming in off of a win at a loss to Touch Grass. They didn't have to play in the first series of the losers bracket, but now going up against SV do have to play in the losers bracket, and winning here puts them up against the winner of Valiants and Raiders Prevail. We also have Touch Grass versus Hex NA and Zeal versus Anarchy Virtual all going on right now. We're ready to go for our first map in this best of 3. Suna Knight going to kick us off here, as we do have on the attack SV, and on the defense the Half-Baked Tactics. We'll see how half-baked they are as we do get into the action. Round 1 gonna be a stack towards A site. Lots of utility, all the smokes, flashes, full team pressing up here. See the crash back coming in from the defense. Trying to come back and reinforce. Counter utility coming in, that name a little bit too far. We left alive, everyone left alive. Aramore catching another cross out, looking for a second, can't quite get it. Foul. The 1v2 will go down to Keezy, swinging the corner. And as we that scores and maps, we will add a point. For map 1, SV taking an early lead. Coming off of some big losses, some losses that sting. SV just looking to keep themselves alive in the tournament this weekend. Want to advance on to next weekend, where they'll have a bunch of series to play out through a losers bracket, no less. Oh no, and a triple for foul on defense. That's one way for Half-Baked Tactics to get back into this one. Nice set down from DJ, and now Vivid alone. You know, Half-Baked Tactics haven't played yet today. SV and Vivid have, so they're a little bit more loose, a little bit more warmed up. Might take a few rounds for HBT to fall into a rhythm, but foul certainly didn't take long with that push out and the multi-kill. Peak, catching the peak from Vivid as they kill Fall, but tied up 1-1, map 1. Loser goes home, so it's on the line. The season on the line this afternoon for these teams. Gonna keep themselves alive here for a chance at that champion skin that's sold in-game. Revenue share going to the team. A nice hold on the pop-up, a kill. Scanner coming down, but it's going to cost the one defender that's left alive over the top of their life. And yeah, the 2-2 pinch, definitely no way Frenzy clutches up that 1v4. That would have been incredibly impressive. Great coordination from HBT though. Certainly doesn't feel half-baked as they tie things up. The fact that they haven't played yet today may end up helping them too, considering that they're not feeling the impact of their loss so freshly. SV can still be reeling from a pretty hard loss against, yeah, Apex. Nice nade pop-up double kill from definitely not Gua. Even though Scanner's down, they are aware of the potential of the flank. Snuggleby over here looking to snuggle. 2 on the back line. Fun peek. The duo holding over the top. Snuggle peeks out, goes down. Keezy shuts down that flank, but look at this. The duo getting aggressive. Exposing themselves into a bit of a tight spot. Ooh, they will catch Keezy. Unaware that DJ Chalou was up top moving like that. Vivid maybe didn't communicate the exact location. But Vivid staying tucked in, tries to pop up to catch the kill. Can't. Scanner in their hand. So they have the option of rotating, and they will.
Scan started.
Quite far enough. There's the bait Vivid out. Vivid has to check to see if they are sticking it, and on the check, DJ catches the kill. It's going to come down to a pretty tight timer here, but with 2 seconds left on the clock, the defuse will come through. Big clutch from DJ.
Get ready.
And 3-1 lead for HBT. SV suffering from 2 map losses and now losing a third on the day. Snuggleby pushing up. Are they going to be ready for this fast push? Oh, what a nade from Snuggleby on the back line to catch that kill. Scanner's still in their hand. One arm. Can't quite catch that one. DJ on the back line scoops it up, and it leaves Frenzy alone on the bridge in a 1v3 with Scanner in their hand, so options available to them. Nice little pickup there. DJ standing out here this afternoon as we look at the KDs. 5-1. Has not died much. Fall 8-4. And Vivid 5-5 leading the squad there. Heavy press here going well for SV, finally finding a bit of a rhythm. Got rid of the main killer there. Fall definitely not Boss still alive, and over at A they lose one, so all it takes is Aeronite to clean things up.
Round starting. Get ready.
Ooh. We do apologize if there are some lack of me talking moments. I'm simply going on hour 5, 6 of VAIL today, so gotta give myself a little break on the voice box. Flashes. 1v2, definitely not Gua less than half HP.
Round starting. Get ready.
Nice bit of an exchange there. Definitely not Gua fending off this trio here. Can't quite get Amor down though. One-two punch does lead to half-baked tactics. In the lead, a 5-3 on the side swap. We'll see if on the attack they can keep putting points on the board, but right now SV really got to step up and lock in. Otherwise, looking at their potential of their season ending here today. Nice nade over the top from Frenzy. Keezy also there. Flash coming in, blinding everybody on the pistol round, and the defense shutting down the offensive push on the pistol round, and SV bounce back 4-5. And a slowed down offensive rollout here from HBT, trying to find an early pick to set themselves up, and a nice nade tossed by Unpeak to catch that kill. Almost a double. Scanner still going B, but Amor is here to defend. And the kill from Aaron, I thought that was the nade kill from Amor there, but
Round starting.
either way, SV right back into this one. We're all tied up, map one. And if anything, SV looking like they're in control here. Definitely have the potential to take first map in this best of three. So much utility, so many flashes, and ultimately half-baked tactics with a solid push on the site. Leave it all owned to Frenzy Killer. Foul gonna scoop that one up, and yeah, HBT in the lead here, map 1.
Starting.
Again, apologies for the audio pauses. We are running low on fuel reserves over here. I haven't eaten since I started casting at 9 in the morning, and it's almost 5, so... Not the point, though, as Foul pushes up here. Half-Baked Tactics may take another B-site push here. The flank from Air Knight has to come in, and has to come in fast. That's not going to be easy.
Round starting. Get ready.
HPT definitely the underdogs of the afternoon. I figured SV would be coming in off of a little bit more of a warm-up from the day. And I like the stack over towards B again, try and draw their attention. Force them to push up over towards B a little more than they would. Send scanner over towards A, which is where Air Knight's defending, waiting for that push to come. And a nice peek, Air Knight for 2. No, that almost finds the double. Meanwhile, Vivid fighting back. The remainder of HBT is unpeak. All that's left there. And a 1v2 with 30 seconds left. Not a lot of time to work with to get over to scanner and scoop it up.
30 seconds remaining. Round starting. Scan started.
And we're back. Apologies. Might have missed a little bit of action there, but what I haven't missed is map point for map 1 of this best of 3. Elimination bracket round here. The loser has their season over with. Winner advances on to the loser's bracket. Has a chance at earning that custom in-game skin with revenue share from the skins sold in the store. Nice nade there. Comes out to the back line. Doesn't catch anyone. Vivid. Using the smokes to their advantage as well. Ultimately catching them out. A nice little bit of back and forth, but definitely not going the way of SV as HBT lock in the final kill, and map 1 goes to HBT. Going in from a loss in the early rounds yesterday, they've been fresh today and clearly practiced, prepared, a little bit more ready for the challenge. As SV, coming off of a map series loss already, now have lost their first map. You gotta imagine it's gonna be tough for them to bounce back here. We're going to go to a brief break, and when we come back, the start of map number 2 in this best of 3, so don't go anywhere. More action coming up.
Prepare to
Only
start.
Baron left alive. Where is Baron? In the spawn. Can somebody
Go.
Spud in the bottom going absolutely crazy, getting the 2K.
Match point.
And just like that, we are back into our second map of this best of 3, with SV on defense and HBT on, excuse me, other way around there. HBT on defense, SV on the attack. See if they can orchestrate something together here. It is shutting down Snugglebee nicely. Scanner does go down at B though, but it's into a 3v3 now. An unpeaked stacked here. A nice flash around the corner. Air Knight catches one. Picks up a double. Backline goes down, and it's a point into the pockets for the underdogs now. Down a map and looking to come back. SV on Cliffside here. Nice pickup from Air Knight there, shutting down DJ. Onside defense still a threat, but not anymore after Air Knight finds an egg kill. Making a triple. SV steamrolling ahead with 2 points just like that. Offensive half starting well here on Cliffside, to say the least. Knight continues to be a big shooter here. Oh, can't pick up Snuggleby though.
Scan started.
Losing another onside as the defense retakes. Speak out, but Frenzy shuts things down. Amor and Keezy all connecting with kills. The defense absolutely picked apart SV, up 3-0 on map 2.
Round starting. Scan started.
There's an 8 toss from Gua. Unpeak somehow scoops up one on Amor. Nice pickup from Frenzy. Are they gonna be ready for the second? They do get the double kill. Fortunately, the rest of the team going down to Unpeak. The peek out and Frenzy. Not ready for Unpeak to be there. 10 seconds left. Just enough time with 1 HP. Unpeak puts HBT on the board on defense.
Interrupted. Round starting. Get ready.
Round 5. 3-1 lead here in map 2 for the SV underdogs. As flashes come in, definitely not Gua's gonna swing out, catches one, does get 2. Trading down, but in the chaos, the rest of the offense getting picked off and half-baked tactics. Maybe showing their unbaked tactics, their unhalf-baked. Early in this map, and now baking them up. Good flash from Vivid again as they push forward. On the hunt for more. Will they find it is the question. Where's the rotation? It's not coming in. Scanner goes down and Vivid finds another fall, getting picked off.
Scan started.
Snuggleby alone on the retake, trying to stop the scanner from getting planted, but it's too late. Vivid tucks in tight. They've got the art of the surprise, and they will catch Snuggleby out. A big clutch, and SV
Round starting.
chipping away. Well, it's maintaining, I guess, at this point, their 3-point lead. Vivid jumps and celebrates. Really pleased with their clutch or kick moment there. Unpeak's so close, and Frenzy, fortunately enough, gets aggressive, pushes forward. Losing their defense here, and Frenzy on side at A with Scanner in hand. Could start the plan. Foul here over the top. Finally goes down to Vivid, and definitely not Gua. Sitting out on the back line with a nice flash. Not going to slow down or stop much. Amor finds that kill. SV steamrolling through map 3 here.
Round starting.
Or map 2, excuse me. They very much want to advance on to the next couple of matchups in the losers bracket, but it'll be next weekend, so they'll have a lot of time to practice, get ready, prepare, watch back VOD footage from this weekend. Dangerous spot for Frenzy to get trapped in here. Gua still tucked in. Has two right in front of them. If the flash gets them, finds one on the reload, they'll go down. Air Knight continuing to be a top killer here. Trying to fend off this retake. Scanner isn't down yet, though, so there's not a ton of pressure for this offense. Excuse me, defense to push in, but now with Vivid only... Should get the scanner. Should be able to plant. Wonder if Unpeak's waiting with the nade in hand for that scanner plant to come down.
30 seconds remaining. Scan started.
Scanner does come down. Vivid is going to drop back. And a big rotation from Fall here, hoping to catch the side of Vivid, and they won't. Vivid finds that kill. Unpeak, a little out of sync with 25 seconds left. Vivid swings out, and Unpeak finds the... Ooh, the 1v1 exchange. They'll go for a second point on the board for HBT, but only the second.
Round starting.
Not exactly an ideal opening defensive half for the team that just won map 1. They want to take this in 2 and be done, not have to go on to a third map to decide the series, but not always that easy. Is HBT definitely keeping it tight here, but they really need this third one. 6-2 half on offense going to be tough to replicate for them up against this SV squad, I think. Unpeak still tucked in here, waiting for his team to push up, but the team is getting picked off as they do push out here. Finally, Unpeak springs out. Not before they're the last one alive, though, and with 3 left on the offense, SV
We're switching sides.
take a very clean map 2. First half. Not the full map, excuse me. A big full stack here, pushing over to B site. Pistol round, so got to play their advantages. More able to find foul. Looks for more, can't quite get anymore though. Unpeak able to shut that down. Aggressive front line though, Unpeak not able to shut down so many alive. Oh, actually catches 2. Can't get the double though there, and SV 7-2 map 2. We're destined for a map 3 decider in this series at this point. Sneaky and Stormy coming in saying half-baked gonna upset. We'll have to see. The side swap was big, and the pistol round is the pistol round, so not too deterministic of how things are going to go, but now that they're on the attack, maybe HBT can set the tone a little bit. And they do manage to get control of A side, but it does cost them to into a 3v2. Scanner isn't down just yet. And, well, HBT sticking in there. The comeback is called out, but I'm not quite convinced that it's in full effect yet. They've been trying to shut down the momentum over here on B side. Definitely moving fast as DJ catches another. Down goes Vivid on site, and Air Knight now alone. Maybe this offense is going to be clean from HBT. Maybe they are going to bounce back here on the offense on Cliffside. So far, not so good, though, for SV.
Scan started.
And it finally goes down. And now I think I'm comfortable saying the comeback train is in effect. There's engine in that train right now. There's coal in that engine in the train right now. There we go. That's what I was looking for. Jeez. Obviously, there's an engine in the train. I hope there is at least. Sometimes it's half baked and you don't get an engine in the train. You know, you just get coal on a train, no engine. It's still here at B. They've been at B. Air Knight and Keezy catching key kills up through the middle. Finally, something going the way of SV out the opening. Big kill from Air Knight there. Touchdown DJ up the middle. Any more 9 fall the ability for a multi-kill, and now Snugglebee getting crossed up and picked off by Air Knight and SV. Just need one more to go, and we've got ourselves a map 3 decider in this series. Pretty good push from HBT to get up to position, but they did lose several of their attackers. A nice nade there, zoning Vivid. A good flash to stall them. More knows Snugglebee's close, so they'll find that kill, and now it's a matter of the trio pushing in on what's left. Kill from Fall. Big double from Fall. We here to fight, looking for 2, and Fall drops off on the jump shot. Can't quite land it. Frenzy is low on HP, though. And time is ticking. 10 seconds left, and Fall catches out the drop off the back end. 8-5. We could head to 8-8. It's going to take 4 more wins from the likes of HBT to push us there to an overtime, but that is what it's going to take. Otherwise, SV want this third map. Oh no, to lose too early like that definitely stings. Frenzy with 2. Amor looking to get rid of Wah here up through the middle.
Gun started.
The other day they both drop back. Reconnect as a duo. Scanner goes down. Frenzy finds one. Unpeak doesn't have to peek. They can, in matter of fact, unpeak. Amor has to push. And a good call out there. Gua over the top finds the kill. 2 points to go. Half-page tactics take us to overtime, but every round is match point right now on map 2. If SV just take a defensive point now, they will advance on to a map 3 decider here. Oh, and that's an early kill from Gua again, catching out Keezy this time. Raids that go the way of HBT at the end of the day, 3v2, but uh-oh, this could be a big swing. No, shut down by Unpeak, and now it's Frenzy alone in a 1v3 to stop the A-site clamp. And maybe he'll actually catch out a couple of kills here. There's one. Dropping back and rotating for the second. They won't find it. Unpeak catches it out. HBT one away from overtime. But still, SV just need a defensive point on the board. They've got themselves back into this one with an opportunity at a third map. Hard to say how we're going here, but HBT are just a round away from taking us to overtime. They then need to win overtime too, so it's not like they've got an easy path ahead of them. Gets pressed here. They'll trade down. That means on-site is weak, but that's a 4v4. They don't want to rush their retake and be caught out either, but Scanner definitely going down. Ooh, and a 1-2 punch there. That's big time kills coming through. I don't think Unpeak's going to be terribly effective on this side here as they do catch one. DJ goes down and Scanner getting interrupted right now by Frenzy, so should be SV finally taking map point. And we go to a map 3 decider in this series. We're not quite over with NA just yet. We have other games going now, but I kind of want to stick around for this finale to HBT versus SV to see who is going to advance on through the losers bracket. A shout out to the teams for playing this afternoon. We do appreciate being able to jump into the action. And a shout out for X Labs for sponsoring the VRML and supporting us. New great update recently came out. All sorts of stuff to check out, including the alliances. Also on top of that, obviously, VRML Con starting July 25th to the 27th with the qualifiers online happening soon. You can register for them by buying a ticket to VRML Con. You go to vrmasterleague.com VRMLCon. That'll get you entry into all 5 tournaments at VRMLCon. And I highly recommend you check it out. Opportunity to win over $20,000 in cash and hardware. Giveaway is going to be going on, all kinds of cool stuff at the con that you don't want to miss. And also action that you don't want to miss, like Map 3 on the Miru night. Aqua has the 1v2 in front of them. And off of a really nice flash, Vivid finds an easy peek, and SV continue momentum off of a map to win, albeit close. Into a map 3 lead, 1-0 here. Off the pistol round, no less. So nothing too crazy, but rifles in hand. We'll see what we got. Nice bit of flash. The nade there to the short corner doesn't catch Keezy out.
Scan started.
Unfortunately, everyone getting picked off for HBT on defense here. Nice coordinated peek out from the duo. And SV up 2-0. I feel like this happened the last time too. SV went up 8 or 7-2 pretty fast. But then we saw HBT really claw it back all the way to that 8-7 point. Curious if we're going to see SV kind of sprint through a couple of points now. I like the jump effort there from Aeronite, but Snugglebee catches it out.
Round starting.
HBT on the board, not letting this one go too easily, much like, I suppose, map number 2. HBT fought hard all the way through there. And it's our second map 3 of the afternoon. I really can't complain.
Scan started.
Nice push up from Frenzy and
Round starting.
good teamwork, coordination, good shots. Puts SV up 3-1. Reminder, if you are just tuning in, to hit that subscribe button. This is the last series of the day. It is an elimination series, so the loser in this map has their season finished. Winner moves on to challenge a few other losers in the losers bracket. Uh-oh, and what seemed to be a full A site stack on defense leads to B site being wide open, and a heavy retake here that Air Knight flies out for to try and shut down, but oh no, that doesn't quite go the way they were hoping up top. Instead, turns into a 2v3. 25 seconds left. Scanner going out here. Snuggle B does get shut down pretty quickly on the cross. Keezy with a nice job denying that scan. Time still ticks. 15 seconds. And they weren't able to get the interrupt. Keezy was there to battle it back.
Round starting. Get ready.
What a close one. And again, SV in the lead. Keezy 8-1. Pretty impressive. Guav 7-4. Finally, a numbers advantage into the hands of HBT. Doesn't mean that this team isn't ready for a possible flank, though. I imagine that eventually they'll key into the possibility of Fall being back here. And I wonder if Fall's just waiting for a rotation to come in from A-Mord as they swing back towards A. Oh, and they do got out the double. Yes, Fall finds it as they spring their trap on the flank.
Round starting. Get ready.
HBT putting 2 on. Very similar scoreline, a 2 map 2, but a little closer. There's still 2 rounds left. This could be a 4-4 half, or it could be 6-2 half still. Just like last map was, but then we did see again HBT nearly come back, so you never really count this team out on that's on defense right now. Oh, and DJ on the stairs, ready for them to push, but as they creep and crawl around, they do identify DJ on the rotation. See in chat someone saying, don't bake them, yeah. Oh no, and DJ was there, but Aaron and I almost more ready.
Seconds remaining.
What a big kill from Aeronite. Ball still pushing up here. Aeronite knows they're on the back line. Gets aggressive, almost has the angle on the Fall there. Continues to push up. Fall drops back and uses the corner to swing out.
Starting. Get ready.
Love to see the aggressive push up onto that box at the end, but ultimately really well played on the drop back, and Fall coming in big on that kill. Nice double from Keezy. Still here on the front line and getting flanked. Ring around, unpeak, looking for the kill. Does catch Keezy out. On the back line, the trade doesn't go the way of Fall, and Vivid tries to get the nade. Unpeak way in the open here as Vivid spins around and flies out for the kill themselves. SV take the half 5-3. We swap sides. Was that enough for HBT becomes the question. Was 3 points on defense enough for them to now put 6 up in a row and grab this map 2 or map 3 victory? Not exactly the pistol opener that I imagine this half-baked team wanted either. In the chaos, settling with just Snugglebee. Aeronite finishes the job, and 3 more to go for the likes of SV. Half-baked tactics staring down the end of their regular season right now. Again, HBT performing really well so far for who they're going up against. Ranked 5 in the regular season, HBT ranked 11th. It's incredibly impressive that they've managed to even get a map on SV, let alone keep it as close as they have. Almost coming back on map 2, almost winning this series in 2 maps. But almost doesn't get you W's. Haymore, Frenzy, both finding kills they need. Frenzy gonna push out with a flash, but it's a little late. Does slow things down for a moment, and in that slow moment, Unpeak finds themselves alone. 1v3 getting pushed slowly but surely from the flank. Aimore going to try and come down the stairs in the back line. And I don't... Well, now they know. I don't think they knew that he was underground. They also know Scanner now is upstairs above them here. I wonder if Unpeak was looking for the Scanner underground, but either way, now has 30 seconds to push up.
30 seconds remaining.
Can't find the double that was lined up for him. And SV...
Round start. Get ready.
7-3. 2 more to go. We've got ourselves a series champion in the last matchup of the afternoon. There are other elimination matches going on right now. Those scores are being reported. Zeal has beaten Anarchy Virtual. Valiants has beaten Raiders Prevail. Both Raiders Prevail and Anarchy Virtual seasons are over. So hats off to them for playing. Do appreciate you. B-site hasn't worked, or A-site hasn't worked, so B-site's on the menu now. Does lead to several going down, and Vivid include finding some kills. Snuggle be all that's left in a 1v3, but catches the second. Has a minute left to work with. Has scanner in hand. Air Knight's going to have a tough 1v1 ahead of them here. Oh, and a perfectly timed peek. SV push it to map point. Series point. Season point. If you're Half-Baked Tactics. And honestly, if you're HBT, a pretty rare opportunity. Not often do we not do a Challenger Cup. So for these teams to be able to have a chance of playing in that first round and now going into the losers bracket and getting to go up against squads they may not normally face in the regular season, they sometimes show up. Sometimes we see big moments from these underdog teams, and right now is a big moment. 5 alive to the 3 on defense. We've seen SV struggle to close the deal on some of these rounds before, but Keezy with a double definitely helps. And Keezy's trying to read this rotation over towards A. They've done a good job anticipating it. Seconds left to stall out. They catch one, swing for the second, and Keezy's picked up 4 kills on the round. Suddenly, Foul finds themselves in a 1v2. No support coming Keezy's way. Keezy wants the full ace. They'll swing out and they'll find it. Keezy aces the squad down, and SV take map 3. And their season continues. Coming off of a loss immediately into a win is impressive for them today. But this SV squad stays alive for another weekend at least. We'll see them next weekend, where we have more matchups all starting over again, 3 p.m. PST. Do not miss it. We also have Orion Drift and the Ignition Cup going, so there's going to be a lot of action happening. We may have a lack of coverage on some of these games Saturday, but Sunday we'll definitely be grabbing the semifinals and finals, so do be sure to tune in then for more VAIL VRML postseason action. Quick shout out to Axe Labs for supporting the VRML, and a reminder to get your tickets to VRML Con July 25th to the 27th. 3 days of action with a $5,000 prize pool for the VAIL section, and in total $20,000 of prize pool split across the games. HyperX coming in with prizing, giveaways going on, a lot to look forward to at VRML Con. And you can get your ticket right now. Go to vrmasterleague.com/VRMLCon. But that'll be it for me here on the desk. My name is Ben Nightfire with 2 E's. Thank you all for tuning in. Until next weekend, stay classy.
Prepare to start.
Baron left alive.